Hello and welcome back to Iraq Guns. Today we're taking a look at the Maxus from Browning. Yes, today we're taking a look at the original Browning Maxus, and although the Browning Maxus 2 has been out a little while now and it certainly brought some new features to the model, I still think this had some great things going on with it that weren't carried over to the Model 2, so I still think this is worth a look. Especially now you can pick these up on the second-hand market for very reasonable money. Is this a better investment than a Model 2? Let's try and find out. So in terms of options for this gun was a 12 gauge only, and there were barrel options for 26, 28 and 30 inch. There were also two different chambers, so you could get this with a 3-inch chamber or a 3.5 inch. They did do various editions of this gun, including the black gold, which was a black action with some gold inlays. They also did a partridge version, which was a silver action with some nice engraving. They also did a couple of entry-level specs, so you could get it with all black, synthetic stock and black action. Also the same with a wooden stock as well. They also did a few camouflage patterns like this one we've got here. Most of them shipped in a plastic case with 6 chokes, apart from the 2 entry-level models which shipped in a cardboard box with 3 chokes. If you've got one of these, please let me know what you think of it in the comments. If you're tempted to go to a Model 2, please let me know what your thoughts are. And also, if you did make that transition to a number 2, was it worth it? Before we go any further, just a quick thank you to Shoot and Sports UK for providing this gun we're going to test today. Please go and give them a look and see what they can do for you. Okay, so starting at the back. This gun comes with the Inflex pad system, which I'm a little bit familiar with because I had this on a Winchester SXP I had. Very good pads, nice and squishy, and you can get spacers to pack out the length of pull. Just a point though, I had to buy 3 for my SXP and it got quite costly, so just bear that in mind. The Pad 2 wood or polymer fit in this case is okay. There is a bit of an overhang here from the stock, but yet not too bad. The length of pull on this gun is 14.5 inches, which seems a little bit short, but this gun does fit me quite well. The stock on this is obviously polymer, and like the rest of the gun, it's fitted with this lovely Browning breakup infinity pattern, which, to be fair, works quite well, and I think it'd work in a wide variety of environments. Just don't put your gun down and lose it. The grip, obviously being a pistol grip, is reasonably open. It's quite a nice sort of game grip, and it's got these sort of rough areas. It's not quite checkering, but it is rough and enough to give you some good grip, actually moulded in there. Again, the polymer to metal fit is pretty good, to be honest, for something like this. It's also got shims in there, so you can adjust the cast or the drop of the stock as well. The action of the gun, again, is treated with this same camouflage pattern on both sides. The only real markings we have are Maxus just there on this side. The finish itself appears to be quite robust. I mean, this one's had some use and I can't see any major dings where the finish has come off. You know, a couple of light scratches, but that's really it. I think this is pretty good and going to stand the test of time. Okay, so flipping him over, the safety is located here on the trigger guard. It's a simple cross bolt, so push one side, that's safe, and there you go, you're in fire. Little red indicator to show you it's in fire. The trigger is gold in colour, and it's quite nice. There's a little bit of a take up, sort of almost a 2-stage, and then very little creep and gone. It's on the heavier side, but just about right for a game gun. So this is a gas-driven system, which is always my preference over inertia. The bolt here itself, the handle, is very well made, nice and smooth with a little bit of pattern on there for grip. Really smooth bolt to work, no problems with that. And then we've got this button here as your bolt release, as you would expect. It's not oversized, but this trend currently for oversized bolts, especially on game guns, I think there's more of a chance of you knocking them when you don't want to activate them. So I think having it that sort of normal size is right in this gun. If If we take a look at the other side of the action, we've got this little lever here, which is the magazine stop. So pulling it backwards, that'll stop the feed from the magazine, so it'll just fire, eject the shell, and not feed another one in there. So the chamber on this gun is 3.5 inch, so you can stick your really big magnums in here, but just bear in mind when you're buying these, especially second hand, they were definitely not all made in 3.5, and there was plenty of 3 inches out there, so just check before you go and load some big magnums into it. The gun is also proof for steel as well, which is nice, and it's got a bore of 18.8. Now the fore end is one of my favourite parts of this gun. So instead of a normal locking nut on here, what we've got is this sort of lever arrangement. We push this in here and lift up that lever there, similar to a over-under, and the fore end just slides off like that, revealing the gas system underneath. I really like that. It's different. You're not there, you know, unscrewing the damn things for ages, which you do get with some. And also, when you close this, it also incorporates the sling loop in there, which corresponds to the one on the stock. On the fore end as well, we've got the same sort of checkering we've moulded in that we found on the grip, but there's nothing on the bottom. I would have liked to see something on the bottom, but it's not to its detriment really. It's still plenty grippy enough. So the camouflage pattern continues all the way up the barrel. The top rib is ventilated and it tapers ever so slightly from 7 down to 6.5 millimeters. And there is a red fibre optic sight at the end. This particular model came with 6 flush fit chokes, although as I said, some of the more cost effective models did come with just 3 chokes. So I think this is a great gun with a lot of cool features. If I had to compare it against something else out there with its competitors, it's probably somewhere between the Beretta A300 and the 400. It's definitely got more going on than the 300, but it's not quite there technology-wise, I think, from the 400. But to be fair, this is reflected in the price. It just sort of fits in between the two. So yeah, I think it's good value. We can take a look at the balance. So on this gun, it's about there, just at the end of the action. So that's pretty good. So I've been really impressed with this gun. I think it's got a very interesting lowering mechanism that appears to work really, really well. It's definitely well made and it shoots really, really well. The fore end design, how this comes off, I think this is brilliant, and unfortunately it's not something they've carried over to the Model 2. There was some complaints because obviously having this mechanism in here you can't have an extended mag tube, but in the UK where we're limited for the most part to 2 in the magazine, doesn't really matter, this would have been perfect for us. So all that said, I think this on the second hand market would be my top pick over going for a brand new Maxus 2, just because it's got a lot going on for it, and the improvements they've made in the Maxus 2, I'm not 100% convinced that they're worth the extra investment. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.